Hold on to your hats, folks. We're about to embark on a mind-bending journey. The Alchemic Monopole Theory, or AMT for short, is not your average scientific theory. It's a wild ride that challenges everything we think we know about the universe. AMT proposes a radically different view of reality, one that might make you question the very ground beneath your feet. At its core, AMT suggests that our universe is not what it seems. It posits that we live on a flat Earth. But wait, there's more. This flat Earth is actually a holographic projection. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, that's just the beginning. AMT goes further, proposing that everything we see and experience is part of an intricate cosmic dance. The theory draws inspiration from ancient alchemy and modern physics. It attempts to bridge the gap between the mystical and the scientific. AMT suggests that there's a fundamental force in the universe. This force is called the Monopole Field. It's thought to be responsible for everything we observe. But why should we care about such a seemingly outlandish theory? Well, AMT claims to solve some of the biggest puzzles in physics. It proposes a way to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity. These two pillars of modern physics have long been at odds. If AMT is correct, it could revolutionize our understanding of the cosmos. So buckle up! We're about to dive deep into the rabbit hole of the Alchemic Monopole Theory. Now I know what you're thinking. Neil, haven't we proven the Earth is round? Well, yes, we have. But AMT asks us to consider a different perspective. In this theory, the flat Earth isn't the same as the one proposed by ancient civilizations. It's a modern, scientifically inspired concept. AMT suggests that our perception of a spherical Earth is an illusion. According to AMT, we live on a flat, disc-shaped plane. This disc is the foundation of our reality. But it's not floating in space, as you might imagine. Instead, it's part of a complex system. This system involves higher dimensions and intricate energy fields. The flat Earth in AMT is more like a projection screen. It's where the hologram of our reality is displayed. But how does this flat Earth model explain things like gravity or the day-night cycle? AMT proposes that these phenomena are results of the monopole field. This field interacts with the flat Earth disk in ways that create the illusion of a spherical planet. It bends light and energy to make us perceive a round Earth. It's like a cosmic magic trick on a universal scale. The flat Earth concept in AMT isn't meant to deny scientific observations. Instead, it reinterprets them. It suggests that our understanding of space and time is limited. AMT proposes that the flat Earth model better explains certain anomalies in physics. Things like quantum entanglement or the horizon problem in cosmology. It's a bold claim, to be sure, but AMT isn't afraid to challenge our most basic assumptions about reality. Now, let's dive into one of the most fascinating aspects of AMT, the holographic projection. Imagine our entire universe as a giant three-dimensional movie. That's essentially what AMT proposes. But instead of being projected onto a screen, it's projected onto the fabric of reality itself. This concept draws inspiration from the holographic principle in string theory. In this holographic universe, everything we see and touch is a projection. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, it's all part of this cosmic hologram. But don't worry, you're not going to suddenly fall through the floor. The hologram in AMT is not like the holograms we're familiar with. It's a fundamental aspect of reality itself. It's as real as anything can be. But where does this hologram come from? AMT suggests it originates from the edge of the universe. This edge is thought to contain all the information of our reality. It's like a cosmic hard drive, storing the data of everything that exists. The monopole field then reads this information and projects it into the three-dimensional space we experience. It's a bit like how a computer reads data from a disk and displays it on a screen. This holographic model has some interesting implications. It suggests that our three-dimensional reality is actually encoded in a two-dimensional surface. This idea isn't unique to AMT. It's been explored in mainstream physics too, but AMT takes it further, applying it to the flat Earth model. It proposes that this two-dimensional surface is the flat Earth disk itself. The hologram we experience is projected up from this disk, creating our three-dimensional world. In the AMT model, the sun, moon, and stars play a unique role. They're not distant celestial bodies as we typically think of them. Instead, they're part of the holographic projection. They interact with the monopole field in fascinating ways. This interaction creates the celestial dance we observe in the sky. The Sun, according to AMT, is not a giant ball of gas millions of miles away. It's a localized projection within our holographic reality. The monopole field controls its movement across the sky. This movement creates the illusion of day and night, as well as the changing seasons. The Sun's heat and light are also products of the monopole field's interaction with the hologram. The Moon, too, is reimagined in AMT. It's seen as another projection, moving in harmony with the Sun. The phases of the Moon are explained as changes in how the monopole field projects it. Eclipses in this model are moments when the projections of the Sun and Moon overlap in specific ways. It's like a cosmic light show, orchestrated by the underlying monopole field. Stars in the AMT framework are not distant suns. They're points of light in the holographic projection. Their movements and patterns are dictated by the monopole field. This explains constellations and the apparent rotation of the night sky. AMT suggests that the beauty and complexity we see in the cosmos is a result of the intricate workings of the monopole field. It's creating a grand illusion that we perceive as the vast universe. Section 5. Monopole Fields, the Cosmic Puppeteer. At the heart of AMT lies the concept of the monopole field. This is the secret sauce that makes everything in the theory work. But what exactly is a monopole field? In traditional physics, we're familiar with dipoles. Think of a magnet with its north and south poles. A monopole, on the other hand, is a hypothetical particle with only one magnetic pole. AMT takes this concept and runs with it. It proposes that the entire universe is permeated by a monopole field. This field is the puppet master of reality. It controls the holographic projections, the movement of celestial bodies, and even the fundamental forces of nature. In AMT, the monopole field is the ultimate unifying force. But how does this field work? AMT suggests that it operates on multiple levels. At the macro level, it shapes the large-scale structure of the universe. It controls the movement of galaxies and the expansion of space. At the micro level, it influences the behavior of particles and the interactions of forces. The monopole field is, in essence, the fabric of reality itself. One of the most intriguing aspects of the monopole field in AMT is its alleged ability to explain paranormal phenomena. Things like telepathy, telekinesis, and even spiritual experiences are attributed to interactions with this field. AMT proposes that by understanding and manipulating the monopole field, we could potentially tap into abilities that seem like magic. It's a bold claim, blending the scientific with the mystical in a way that's sure to raise eyebrows in the scientific community. Now, let's zoom out, or is it in, to explore another fascinating aspect of AMT fractals. If you're not familiar with fractals, they're patterns that repeat themselves at different scales. Think of a tree, where the branches look like smaller versions of the whole tree. AMT suggests that the entire universe operates on a fractal principle. In the AMT model, the structure of the universe is fractal in nature. This means that patterns we see at the cosmic scale are repeated at smaller scales, all the way down to the subatomic level. It's the idea of as above, so below, taken to its logical extreme. The flat Earth disk, the holographic projection, and the monopole field all exhibit this fractal nature. But what does this mean in practical terms? AMT proposes that by understanding the fractal nature of the universe, we can better predict and explain phenomena at all scales. It suggests that the laws governing the movement of galaxies are fundamentally the same as those governing subatomic particles. The only difference is the scale at which these laws operate. This fractal model has some interesting implications. It suggests that our universe might be just one iteration in an infinite series of universes. Each universe could be a scaled version of the others, creating a mind-bending infinity of realities. It's a concept that challenges our understanding of the nature of existence itself. In the AMT framework, reality becomes a nested series of holograms, each containing worlds within worlds. The fractal nature of the universe in AMT leads us to an intriguing concept, the relationship between the micro and macro scales. This idea is encapsulated in the ancient Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. In the context of AMT, this takes on a whole new meaning. It suggests that the patterns we see in the cosmos are mirrored in the smallest particles of matter. At the macro level, AMT proposes that galaxies and galaxy clusters form patterns similar to neural networks. These cosmic structures, when viewed from afar, resemble the neurons and synapses in a brain. This has led some proponents of AMT to suggest that the universe itself might be conscious. It's a mind-bending idea that blurs the line between cosmology and philosophy. On the micro scale, AMT suggests that subatomic particles and their interactions mirror larger cosmic structures. The way electrons orbit an atomic nucleus is seen as a miniature version of planetary systems. The forces holding atoms together are thought to be scaled-down versions of the forces shaping galaxies. In this view, every atom is a tiny universe unto itself. This micro-macro relationship in AMT has profound implications. It suggests that by studying the very small, we can understand the very large and vice versa. It proposes that the key to unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos might lie in the quantum realm. Conversely, it suggests that cosmic phenomena might help us better understand quantum mechanics. It's a holistic view of the universe that seeks to bridge the gap between different scales of existence. Section 8, Quantum Mechanics meets General Relativity. One of the most ambitious claims of AMT is its proposal to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity. These two pillars of modern physics have long been at odds. Quantum mechanics deals with the very small, while general relativity deals with the very large. Reconciling these theories has been a holy grail of physics for decades. AMT proposes a novel approach to this problem. It suggests that both quantum mechanics and general relativity are manifestations of the same underlying principle, the monopole field. In this view, the seemingly random behavior of quantum particles is actually guided by the intricate workings of the monopole field. The curvature of spacetime described by general relativity is seen as a large-scale effect of this same field. But how does AMT explain this unification? It proposes that the monopole field operates at all scales simultaneously. At the quantum level, it manifests as the wave function and quantum entanglement. At the cosmic scale, it appears as gravity and the curvature of spacetime. AMT suggests that these are simply different aspects of the same fundamental phenomenon. This unification, if proven, would be revolutionary. It would provide a single framework for understanding all physical phenomena. From the behavior of subatomic particles to the movement of galaxies, everything would be explained by the monopole field. AMT proposes that this unified theory could lead to new technologies and a deeper understanding of the nature of reality itself. Section 9. The holographic principle explained. The holographic principle is a key concept in AMT, but it's not unique to this theory. It's an idea that has been explored in mainstream physics, particularly in the context of black holes and string theory. AMT takes this principle and applies it to the entire universe. But what exactly is the holographic principle? In its simplest form, the holographic principle states that the information contained in a volume of space can be described by a theory that operates on the boundary of that space. It's like saying that everything inside a room can be described by what's written on the walls. This might seem counterintuitive, but it has some fascinating implications. In the context of AMT, the holographic principle is taken to its logical extreme. It suggests that our entire three-dimensional universe is actually encoded on a two-dimensional surface, the flat Earth disk. This surface contains all the information needed to create the holographic projection we experience as reality. It's like saying that everything we see, feel, and experience is actually written on this cosmic disk. But how does this work in practice? AMT proposes that the monopole field reads the information from this two-dimensional surface and projects it into the three-dimensional space we inhabit. This projection creates everything from subatomic particles to galaxies. The holographic principle in AMT suggests that what we perceive as depth and time are actually emergent properties of this projection. It's a radical reimagining of the nature of space and time. Section 10. Unifying Physics through AMT. AMT's ambitious goal of unifying physics doesn't stop at quantum mechanics and general relativity. It aims to provide a comprehensive framework for understanding all physical phenomena. This includes everything from the fundamental forces of nature to the behavior of complex systems. Let's explore how AMT proposes to achieve this unification. At the heart of AMT's unification is the monopole field. This field is thought to be the source of all forces and interactions in the universe. The electromagnetic force, the strong and weak nuclear forces, and gravity are all seen as different manifestations of the monopole field. AMT suggests that these forces differ only in how they interact with the holographic projection at different scales. But AMT goes further. It proposes that even phenomena not typically considered physical can be explained through this unified framework. Consciousness, for example, is seen as an emergent property of the Monopole Fields' interaction with complex neural networks. This blurs the line between the physical and the metaphysical, suggesting a deeper connection between mind and matter. The implications of this unification are profound. If AMT is correct, it could lead to a complete overhaul of our understanding of physics. It suggests that the laws of nature are simpler and more unified than we previously thought. This could open up new avenues for technological development, from advanced energy sources to new forms of computation. AMT proposes that by understanding the monopole field, we might be able to manipulate reality itself. Section 11. Implications and Future Horizons. As we reach the end of our journey through the Alchemic Monopole Theory, it's time to consider its implications. If AMT is correct, or even partially correct, it would fundamentally change our understanding of the universe. But what would this mean for science, philosophy, and our daily lives? From a scientific perspective, AMT offers a radical new framework for understanding reality. It challenges many of our basic assumptions about the nature of space, time, and matter. If proven, it could lead to revolutionary advances in physics and technology. Imagine being able to manipulate the monopole field to create new forms of energy, or to communicate instantly across vast distances.